Hi, Dad. What you doing?
I'm making some grilled cheese sandwiches for lunch.
Ooh, that sounds good.
You like grilled cheese, don't you?
Yep, it's my favorite that you make at home. Yeah, you always make them really cheesy. Mighty
Yes,
cheese.
I like to have extra cheese on it. So today I've got sharp cheddar and Munster. And they're both from our recent trip to Wisconsin. We stopped at Pasture Pride in Cashton. And we got all stocked up on cheese. We got a big block of their ends of sharp cheddar, a nice block of Munster, and you know what? I think I can fit a little bit more Munster on here yet. So we got the sharp cheddar, that gives it a nice flavor, and then the Munster will make it nice and creamy. So we kind of get a combination of, that kind of pungent sharp cheddar, and then the Munster will make it so nice and creamy. So, and then of course we have our homemade sourdough bread. So this is some good stuff. So we got 2 good layers of different kinds of cheese. And I want to butter the side that will go down in the pan.
Yep, we always put butter on it, and then doesn't get stuck to the pan, and it makes it more better.
Yeah, it'll give us a nice brown, crispy exterior. And this is it doesn't have to be too fancy. Butter's a little bit hard because it's cold out. But we'll get it spread out here, and then it will spread out a little bit on the bread as it's heating up and browning. So that's probably about enough. So I will get these in face down. We've got a nice warm pan.
Ready for the sizzle.
We've got a nice warm pan already. You can hear that sizzle. And we just have to be careful as we're putting them in to not let any of that good cheese escape. So now we've got the butter down in a nice warm pan. It's not on high. You can see it's on medium. And I'm going to put this butter on here. And I'm just going to let it warm up on there for a couple of minutes as it's heating.
To melt.
Yes. So sometimes, we can put a little bit of weight on these to kind of press it down. But normally I don't. I just kind of let them go. And I can't have it too high because it has to heat through. You got to get that bread to heat through into the cheese and get it nice and brown before we flip it. So it can't be too high on here. And maybe while we're waiting for those, we can kind of look at the cheese that we bought. Like I said, we went to Pasture Pride in Cashton, and their cheese is just the best. This is a nice block of Munster. It's like a prize-winning Munster cheese. It's fantastic.
Yeah, and we also got, what was that called again? That cheese that was kind of like, you had to warm it up.
Oh my goodness.
Jousto?
Jousto. I'll show that to you in just a second. And then here's our sharp cheddar. And these are sold as ends. So, when they package up their big blocks of cheese, they have a little bit left, after they weigh it out. And then they will package that all up together in these irregularly shaped things. But the price is amazing, and it's still the same good cheese. So it's just the best. But let me show you this Jousto that we got too.
And at that store, they also hand out you can try
samples.
it.
Yep,
samples.
So that's how we ended up with the Jousto. Because we'd been there before and we'd seen this stuff, and we were kind of wondering what the deal was. So I just asked the nice gal behind the counter about it, and she said, well, let me give you some samples. So she heated some up in the microwave, and this cheese is amazing. So you put it in the microwave, you cube it up, just, cut it up into little squares, heat it up in the microwave a little bit, eat it with a toothpick or whatever, maybe a little bit of marinara sauce. because this one is an Italiano and this one was with bacon.
Yeah, because
so.
the lady behind the counter said it would be really good with marinara sauce.
Absolutely. So I think you couldn't go wrong with that stuff, and it's $3.99 for a chunk of that, which to me seems pretty reasonable for a really good cheese. So this is warmed up a little bit, so it's a little easier to spread. We'll try to get this butter spread to the edges a little bit, but you can already see that cheese is warming up, and I smell that it's browning, so I better hurry up and get these turned. This butter will kind of take care of itself once it'll spread out a little bit once it hits the hot
And then when
pan.
you look at the back, oh my god.
Yeah, so let's try out Calli's new Christmas flipper. See how it works. Oh my goodness. Look at that.
Woo.
So now we
They
can
look
tell
delicious.
that is perfectly done. Now I'm going to turn this way down because it will still be hot enough to get it nice and brown on the other side.
Look at that cheese, Dad.
Yep, it'll get it nice and brown, but we also want it to continue to heat through that bread. And so, really just 2 or 3 minutes on this side and we will be ready to go. Can you see that cheese melting together? The Munster's melting into the cheddar. I'm kind of looking forward to these sandwiches. I think these will go good with a little pile of chips and a nice cold drink, and we'll have a good lunch today.
And some soup, right?
We could probably have some soup too. That sounds good. But that's all there is to making a nice grilled cheese. Remember, get some good hot heat. You want a nice pan, nice warm pan when you start, but it can't be so hot that it burns your bread before the heat gets up to the cheese. And then you flip it over carefully so you don't lose any cheese. Turn it down, and it will brown and heat through as it's cooking. And so that's our version of a fantastic grilled cheese. Great cheese from Cashton, homemade sourdough bread. And I think we're going to have a great lunch.
Good.
All right, see you next time.